Welcome back to the real supernatural. Ghost and horror stories. Channel on YouTube. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Today we'll be sharing with you the most haunted places in Alaska. And it's a place where you need a strong will. Alaska is beautiful from a distance, but there are places hidden beneath its snow, fog, and ancient forests, where beauty turns into something wicked. From the haunted halls of the Alaskan Hotel to the cursed silence of Portlock, these 5 locations carry stories of spirits, shadows, frozen whispers, and forces that feel older than the buildings themselves. They are not just ghost stories. They are warnings carved into wood, buried under graves, and trapped inside rooms where the air suddenly turns cold. Some say the dead linger there. Others believe something darker waits behind them. Something demonic, patient, and hungry enough to use human voices to lure the living closer. In Alaska, the darkness does not simply fall at night. It breathes, it watches, and if you wander into the wrong place without a guide, without respect, and without protection, you may discover that some doors were never meant to be opened. And some places do not let you leave the same way you entered. Let's start with the Alaskan Hotel and Bar Juneau. The Alaskan Hotel and Bar is not just old, it feels like it has been waiting since 1913. Watching people come and go through its Victorian halls while something upstairs refuses to leave. The building is officially historic, listed as Juneau's oldest operating hotel and tied to Alaska's gold rush era. But the stories whispered about Alice turn that history into something far darker. Guests do not simply hear creaks in the floor. They report phantom footsteps moving with purpose, heavy breathing in rooms where no one is standing, and shadows that pause too long at the end of the hallway. The danger here is not only the haunting, it is the way an old building can make you doubt your own senses. Until you are alone, half asleep, and suddenly realize the sound beside your bed is not the pipes, it is breathing. Never wander the upper floors, drunk, alone, or looking for proof, because some places do not like being challenged, and this one has had more than a century to learn how to answer. The Red Onion Salon, Skagway. The Red Onion Salon looks alive from the street. But upstairs, where the preserved brothel rooms still hold the bones of the gold rush. The air changes built during Skagway's wild Klondike era. The salon's upper floor once held tiny rooms where desperate men came with gold dust in their pockets, and women survived by smiling through misery. And according to legend, some of those women never truly left. Visitors speak of perfume drifting through locked spaces, sudden cold spots that crawl across the skin and footsteps crossing the floor above when no one is supposed to be there. Lydia, the most famous spirit tied to the salon, is said to still move through the rooms like she is checking who has entered her space. Do not go upstairs alone thinking it will be a fun scare, because places like this do not only remember laughter and music, they remember pain, hunger, betrayal, and the kind of loneliness that can turn into a voice whispering from the dark. You should not have come up here. This one is freaky. The historic Anchorage Hotel. Anchorage. The historic Anchorage Hotel does not need to look abandoned to feel haunted. That is what makes it worse. It stands in the middle of the city, surrounded by life. Yet guests have reported curtains moving by themselves, objects shifting without explanation, and strange activity strong enough that the hotel openly acknowledges its haunted reputation. The second floor and rooms like 215 Time and 277 are especially feared in local ghost lore, where electronics flicker, temperature drops come without warning, and the presence of a ghostly woman is said to pass through the halls, as if she is still searching for the room where her life ended. This is the kind of haunting that follows rules you do not know. One moment the hallway is empty, the next the air presses against your chest, and every door looks like it is hiding someone just out of sight. Do not explore the building alone at night or provoke whatever lingers there, because the worst thing in a haunted hotel is not seeing a ghost. It is hearing a door open behind you and realizing you never heard footsteps approach. The Eklutna Cemetery. Eklutna Cemetery is frightening in a quieter, more sacred way. The kind of fear that tells you to lower your voice before anyone asks. The cemetery is known for brightly painted spirit houses built over graves, a powerful blending of Dena'ina, Athabascan, and Russian Orthodox traditions. And those small, weathered structures do not feel like decorations. They feel like homes for the dead. In daylight, the colors can look beautiful. But as the trees darken and the wind moves through the grave markers, the place begins to feel watched by hundreds of silent witnesses. Reported shadows and eerie sightings are one thing, but the real warning is respect. This is not a playground for thrill seekers, ghost hunters, or people chasing a cheap scare. Go only with proper permission, guidance, and cultural respect. Because when you step among spirit houses, you are walking through memory, grief, and burial ground. And some doors are not meant for the living to knock on. And lastly, Portlock, Kenai Peninsula. Portlock is the one that feels less like a haunted location and more like a warning left behind. It was once a mostly Alutiiq cannery town on the southern Kenai Peninsula. But by 1949 it had been deserted except for the postmaster, who left the following year. After that, the place became swallowed by fog, rusting equipment, broken structures, and stories people still argue about. The legend of Nantinak, the giant hairy thing, the half-man, half-beast presence said to move through the woods, became the nightmare attached to Portlock, with tales of missing hunters, bodies, and something in the forest that could be smelled before it was seen. Official records do not prove the full horror of the legend, but even Alaska's own reporting notes that the fear was real. And that is what makes Portlock terrifying. Whether the monster was supernatural, human, animal, or something born from isolation, the people left and did not come back. No one should explore Portlock casually, alone, or without local guidance, safety planning, and permission, because remote Alaska does not forgive arrogance. And if the fog comes in while you are standing among the ruins, the scariest sound may not be a scream. It may be the silence after something large stops moving behind the trees.
Thank you for your support. And thank you for tuning into the darkest horror stories of your life. Some of the stories are based on true events or experiences. Please do us a favor. If you could hit like, share this video, and subscribe to our channel. Never listen alone, and stay tuned for a new horrors and stories.